Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Welcome everyone here and on the broadcast for the Tuesday meditation. Yesterday they had Babaji's commemoration. It wasn't his birthday, but it was something to do about honoring him at the Self-Realization Fellowship. And Babaji has a sister. So there's Babaji and Mataji. And these two lives that are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old, still walking the earth. They call him the Deathless Yogi because he never actually left, never actually died. Interestingly, the great divine director, the teacher of Saint Germain, he was 600 or 700 years old before he left his body. And that's, pretty recent also. And the only reason why he left his body, he had this crystal that he got from the pyramids in Atlantis, the main temple, the Temple Beautiful, I think it was the name. And before Atlantis sank, he went over in his flying machine and picked it up and brought it to Romania. Interesting enough that this crystal was so powerful, it stayed in his castle. And the great divine director, we call him Master R, he's kind of like Babaji. One of the people that were holding the vibration of love for the planet. He had the crystal and he put it underneath a chair. And when he said, now this is called the Atomic Accelerator. And it not only raised the vibration of the physical body or atoms and electrons above it, but it raised the vibration of all the spiritual bodies also. And before he wanted to give this technology to Saint Germain, who has the chair now, a replica, he sat on the chair and became pure light. And that's the ascension of the great divine director, we call him. Now Saint Germain has the chair, and this chair apparently is in the United States, of all places, the Atomic Accelerator. What we're going to do in this meditation, with Saint Germain's permission, is we're all going to travel to the Cave of Symbols where this chair is. The Cave of Symbols. And imagine that your chair that you're sitting in is the Ascension chair. That underneath you is the crystal from the pyramid, the Temple Beautiful, that powered the whole continent of Atlantis. They used that technology to fly around, to light their, like electricity, but it was more etheric energy that lit the globes that they used on Atlantis. There was all sorts of communication in instantaneous that was using this subtle vibration of etheric energy that poured from the temple. Just a little different meditation here tonight. So the Ascension Energy, for visual aids, is a white opalescent flame electricity, fire, energy, however you conceive of the highest, purest, God-like energy. And as we attune to our wanting to unite with our higher self in this holy graduation ceremony and reunion, where our physical body unites with our spiritual body in a glorious, spectacular manifestation of God glory. When that happens, there is a sunburst of love light that recharges the universe and all creation with God's promise for us to be one with the one. So I'm going to make this prayer. I'm going to call to Saint Germain. In the name of Jesus, the living Christ, the Christos, the crystal clear Christ consciousness of God oneness, we call to you, O great Master, Saint Germain, to you, O great divine director, to all the masters in charge of the ascension, the oneness, the reuniting, the moment of enlightenment. Step through the veil now. Take us to the place of the Ascension chair. Let us raise every atom, every particle of our being into this oneness state of God glory. Like a sun, like a star, there will be this explosion of joy, this oneness of the one, the peace beyond all comprehension, the joy, the ananda, the bliss. Let us all feel this. Let us all see this. Let us all manifest this for all mankind, for the good of humanity, so that this record of love, of God's promise, of the soul's journey and the soul's victory be seen, heard, and felt by all humanity, all beings, in all realms, in all heaven worlds, in all dimensions. Come, O Saint Germain, and step through the veil. Bring your magic chair, the Atomic Accelerator. coming back. For just a few more minutes, just don't think, just be. The ascension is like this magnetizing of love that pulls us up into our higher self. And if we find that current of love, of our higher self, of that part of us that is this manifestation of beautiful love, beautiful joy, to know that you are loved, that you are loved, and that magnetizing of your higher self beyond the mind and body, this pure, clear, crystal clear emanation of divine love. And as you rest in that place without thinking, just knowing, just being, as you turn on your magnet to bring this power of love into your temple from every corner of the universe, and as you visualize this energy traveling, all creation is pouring into you. Drink it in. We're magnetizing every erg of energy of love from out this universe and all universes. And we're pulling it into ourselves, magnetizing it by our will, by our choosing. Now we'll will this love that we've taken in, as we are now an emanation of this. And we can send love to our families, to our friends, to everyone in this room. To everyone on the broadcast, to everyone who's in need, to everyone on the planet Earth, to every living creature on the earth. To the water, the oceans, the sky, the forests, the valleys, the mountains, the flowers, to all the food, to all the invisible beings, the fairies, the sylphs, the salamanders, the gnomes, all invisible beings that maintain the universe and hold it in space. And now, in a mighty power, you pulse out this love to the Divine Mother. A moment of gratitude, a love for the Divine Mother, appreciation. She is the universe and more. And to the Father, beyond time and space, holding this creation in his heart. And beyond that, the absolute, the unknowable, the source. And then we love because we choose to love. We shine because we love. We bless because we have been blessed. And we give because we have been given. So that was my vision of the Ascension, where we choose to magnetize all the love of the universes into ourselves. And then at some point in this process, when we have reached, I guess, all of it, we in turn become this loving sun that shines out in this beautiful procession of the stars and the heaven worlds. The stars and the constellations all represent that. And we hold the space for all life. We hold the space of love for our family, our friends, for beloved Gaia, planet Earth, the oceans, the mountains, etc. And then we hold space for the whole universe as we just continually shine and shine this love joy out, this life-giving, life-sustaining energy that keeps the universe smiling. It all starts with a choice to know that you have that power to turn on that magnet, to flip that light switch on and start that process of drinking in the holy light. So, hi Robert. Yes, I see you, and thank you for letting me know that the audio is better now. I had some problems with the broadcasting software and the audio. I think I ironed that part out. Now I have a different kind of problem. Couldn't get my iPhone camera working. Couldn't get Facebook to work. Sometimes the energy is just too strong. Just when you have everything working, just the way you like it. Something goes wrong. So.
Or something goes right. Maybe that's just the way it's meant to be.
Or something goes right, and that's the way it meant to be. So in this good space that we've created, we're going to magnetize Lisa Delaney here in the middle of this room, her light body, which is like a sun, shining, glistening, and we can all see her smiling and happy and whole. And you may be guided to place a certain color light around her, or send her something from your heart. And so we'll spend a minute here in this meditation of holding this vision of her heart, her loving heart, whole, complete. And now you can bring in anybody you wish that needs healing into this room. And we call in the light of 10,000 suns from the God star Sirius, from the highest heavens to the throne of Almighty God. And we shine this light on all of our family and friends in megatons of light and love and joy and healing vibrations. And we speak this and we command this energy to be healing, love, wholeness, the highest and the best plus grace in every situation. And let this shift happen in their lives, in their hearts, in their minds, in their souls. They see, they know, they feel this light, love, this radiation that we collectively hold as a beautiful sphere of light around each one. And then you could speak telepathically whatever you want to say to their higher self. We ask now that all the angels, our guardian angel, our teachers, our light speak to their hearts, speak to their minds, speak to their souls, and we transmit and pulse out this ascending love current, raising them from one state to another, from sickness to health, from sadness to joy. All the healing vibrations, body, mind, and soul, into total wholeness. And we ask this love light be passed out to every human being, every soul, in embodiment and out of embodiment, in all dimensions. And we expand it out infinitely. And we ask the masters and the angels to multiply this as we speak it into existence. We speak it into reality. We will it from our loving hearts. Did anybody have any fun visuals during the meditation?
Okay. Well, probably too numerous to mention. Lots of light shows to start with, and then I ended up becoming the universe. And then I was, that was after transforming into lots of different energy forms. And anyway, I was a universe, and then it coalesced into me being my oversoul, which is, the mother soul of our soul cluster, which I've been before. And then when I sustain my consciousness at that level, I'm going to say she, although it's really amorphic, doesn't like to be called Lori. So one time I was walking through a parking lot and I hear, Lori? My name is Lori? Who decided that? And then I, of course, am then sending light and healing and love and everything to all of the people in my soul family, thousands of them. And then, of course, I realize that they are all me, of course, and then, sending it to everyone. And then I had to laugh when you said, okay, breathe in all energy from from the creator. It never occurs to me to, I always think I have to do it all myself, instead of, so I'm laughing at myself. But that was lovely to bring all of that in. And then when I finally came down to my body, I was just a mass, but bringing that oversoul aspect into this form, which is just a massive ball of light that's so light it's almost blue, with on the edges it's all kind of rainbow. So I'm a ball of bluish white light with rainbow edges.
So we're obviously in a very powerful activation point. We're in the Guru Purima full moon, which was a supermoon, as a second supermoon in a cycle of supermoons. So Guru Purima is the full moon, the lunar cycle, the celestial cycle of the great teachers, the great ones. And Dennis was mentioning that this was Mahavatar Babaji's commemorative in SRF and around the world, and Babaji, is a Maha-avatar, great avatar. And this turning of this supermoon, this is in the dawning of the age of Aquarius, the time we're passing through the Dark Ages, to the Middle Ages, to the Renaissance, to the Enlightenment. And what's that? Little like that? Okay, great. So this great cycle, right, from the Dark Ages to the Middle Ages to the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, this is the Kali Yuga to Dwapara. In the yoga tradition, the Greeks, the Iron Age or Dark Age to the Bronze. So at that time, these great teachers can illuminate more ordinary people, and Babaji's mission at that exact point and at this point right now is to awaken householders like Dennis, having a temple in your home. Householders, that was the great change. Is before this time, if you wanted to accelerate your spiritual development, you really had to go to the Himalayas in a cave or join a monastery or cloister with the nuns or become a hermit. But now's the time of this integration, Babaji's special mission of awakening Lahiri Mahashaya, right? That great saint in that tradition. Lifetime after lifetime, he was in a cave in the Himalayas with Babaji, and this time Babaji's Lahiri. You will go to Benares, you'll be a householder, you'll bring this divine grace and light to people in the cities who are suffering or called from it. Even that calling in of an avatar, right? Creator God says, in a time of darkness or fear, I will be called into human form to come and bring the light. So here we are, receiving, meant to have the masters work with us, activate us, and help us, right? I mean, no great master or saint has done this on their own. They've been part of lineages, and they've been part of the Christos energy, the master. So here we are, working together, calling them in, and just really feeling in myself and asking everyone, what master's activating something in you right now? When Larry Mahashaya reunited with Babaji, Babaji tapped him on the forehead, and all the soul memories came back of their many, many lifetimes together. When Yogananda went to Sri Yukteswar at one point, he tapped him on the forehead, and there's the experience of the divine. So right, the masters are tapping right now, and we're at a very special time throughout all of this history, this cycle, to receive it and act upon it. And so, I mean, you know, you can just feel the energy percolating. So I just thank everyone. We you know, this helps so much to come together. I sometimes think of it like when you're going to have a barbecue, you get all the charcoals and you put them together for a hot fire, right? Not just one. And this combining our circle, lining up with the masters, having this really special space and time, and calling that crystal in. I just will say hallelujah. Okay, so there it is.
Linda, your eyes are very, very sparkly. You must have had a journey.
Well, it's funny because you were... When you first mentioned the love part, I was a little surprised because that was kind of where I was at. And I was directing a lot of light and love out, and it almost like reverberated off of something and just went pow, and they go, you cannot outlove my love. You cannot. You can push as much as you want out, and we're just going to send it and multiply it back to you. So that's kind of how you get filled up, is to kind of give it out. And there was a lot of other little things, but I've been working on a lot of just trying to understand the non-duality kind of concept, and I am not the mind, I am not the body. So I was just trying to not look for bells and whistles, and I just wanted to be in silence and rest, and that was the majority of it for me.
Christopher, it's interesting you say that about Babaji, because when Dennis was talking about Babaji, I suddenly saw him appear here, and I can't remember what he said to me, and I was trying to remember, because I don't study a lot of gurus or anything, I just never have, and I was thinking, was he the one that used to help people appear with the, what's the stuff that used to appear on your altar? The vibhuti? Anyway, so I saw him pour like this white kind of sand in my hands, and then I saw him push on my forehead. And I thought, later I thought, oh, I'll have to look that up. Is that something that he does? And then I saw the white, ash or whatever it was, turn into all these kind of iridescent butterflies that were felt like it was a releasing of like my own energies of maybe limiting. I don't really. It's hard to label things sometimes in those states, but releasing of old energies, and then I imagined sitting in that chair. And the second I sat in it, I was just like, just completely like this huge flame of light just blasting. And so I tried to stay present in that. And I had other experiences kind of go in and out. But toward the end, I just felt like, I felt like I was in my ascension state. And I felt like a rewiring of higher vibration was coming through. to help hold a higher vibration for me and, you know, the earth or whatever, in the work that I do. So I, you know, it was just sort of just experiencing the energy and also trying to observe the energy. But it's just so funny that everything that you just said was like everything that I experienced. Yeah. So very good. Thanks for the affirmation.
Christopher, can you talk about the vibhuti?
So vibhuti is sacred ash, and many of the great masters can manifest it. For example, Sai Baba, in one of the Sai Baba centers or temples in California, they have one of Sai Baba's ochre or orange robes, and during the night you sing bhajans, and you can watch the vibhuti appear on the robe during the evening. It literally becomes like this ash on the robe, and they'll give you that ash at the end of the evening, and it is such a high vibration. You know, you put it in your mouth and just your whole body will vibrate. So that the ash also represents like all of the at the Ganges, the burial ghats where people are cremated and the ash is left, right, and consecrated. But when it's coming from these masters, it's very activating. Sai Baba also was known to just, you know, have like geysers of it just flow from his hands when he would walk around and bless people. But those things, when they manifest in form, a lot of the great saints and masters, they know that we sometimes really love tangible objects, right? That because it helps, plus it carries a vibration, but what you're just doing, right, the pure energetic, the energy's energy, whether there's ash or not, the vibration is the same, but you can get vibhuti from Sai Baba's ashrams and from other ashrams. I have some in little packets around, and just like a crystal holds energy, it holds energy. And also, of course, ash represents transmutation, right, from our bodies into the next world, or something moving from form to form. But that's really, you know, that's what Babaji and this whole lineage are to help us wake up as householders and just really help us. And they know what a struggle it is. It's hard enough in a cave in the Himalayas with the master, right? or in one of these places. And they know it's actually so much more challenging to live our lives in cities and places with people, and there's extra dispensation. So, yes, wow.
I can talk about the Vibhuti because I manifested it for years. Well, actually, the Divine Mother manifested it for years. So in 2008-ish, I'd already gone into oneness, non-duality in 2003, and after that I didn't see anything outside of myself, no guides, no ascended masters, nobody. It was just, I was just one with everything all of the time. And then I was teaching a class in Ojai, and Christy, who was my business manager at that time, had scheduled this extra day. And so, you know, what did we want to do with it? Well, we decided to go to Yogananda's lake shrine. And while I was sitting in the booth, Yogananda appeared, and he said to me, you know, when you're done here, go and look at the altar, and you'll see that it's all men, and that his highest deity was the Cosmic Mother, or the Divine Mother. And he asked me to bring that back again, to awaken that again and honor that. And I already had a near-death experience in '87 where I was told, they're all your children, and your job is to go back and remind them of who they are. Anyway, so he also told me to, when we were done, to go to the gift shop and to get an image of the Divine Mother. So Christy and I go to and it was really powerful energy, as you can imagine. So we go to the gift shop, and I say to the girl there, you have an image of the Divine Mother? And she said, no. I said, uh-huh. You have an image of the Cosmic Mother? No. No, okay, I'll wait. And so finally she said, oh. And she comes back with this tiny little pocketbook that had this half-inch square picture of the Divine Mother in it. No, I don't think that's it. You have a painting, a sculpture, something? No. I'll wait. So finally 10 minutes go by. Oh, well, we have this head of the Divine Mother. Yes, I think that's it. So it was, great big life-size sculpted head of the Divine Mother. So I got it, took it home, put it on my altar. And then not too long after that, the Divine Mother started appearing to me and talking to me and calling me Uri. And, whatever the Divine Mother wants to call you, you just go, okay, whatever it is. And then she said, you've always been Uri. I'm thinking, pretty sure I've been Lori, but, whatever. And then she spelled it for me, Laurie. So it's the middle part of Lori and means you are I or we are one, right? And so she was calling me Uri. I was wonderful. Sorry she had to explain it to me, but So then she after this is a number of weeks, she then comes inside of me. And then she, one night, I'm meditating before, and I have this head of hers on my altar right across from my bed. So I meditated every night there and every morning. So I'm meditating, and the energy is just so incredibly powerful. I felt like I was in a plane taking off, and I was getting pushed back. And it was so intense, I had to open my eyes to see what was going on. And this head starts talking. Its eyes are blinking, her mouth is moving, and she's saying, I'm initiating you as a full embodiment of the Divine Mother. And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to come in the white coats and haul me off. I'm seeing this statue as animated. And I'm trying to stay conscious because it was so intense. And then she said, so you will be able to make vibhuti. And I said, well, I'm so honored, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But what I've been teaching for then, 40 years or something, was that we are all one. And so it kind of doesn't make sense. If I can make vibhuti, then that makes me special. And, can you have all my students be able to make vibhuti? I mean, that would work really well for me. She just laughed, and she zapped me with so much energy, I went unconscious. So I wake up in the morning, and trying to figure out what was that. And I go over to open up the curtains, and I see all this dust all over my altar. And I'm thinking, I just cleaned this. And then I realized, oh, it's vibhuti. So then Christy and I would sweep it up all the time and, put it in these little vials and stuff. And then one day we decided, somebody said you needed to try eating it. Well, we didn't know. We needed more direction. So after we swept it all up, and it was on this silk, I have this silk scarf over the altar, and the little fragments of it, pieces of it go down into the silk. So we licked our fingers and we did this. You get a teeny tiny bit on your finger, and we licked it. We have absolutely no idea what happened the next 8 hours. During that time, we already had tickets to see a production of Chicago in the local theater, and we have no idea. Apparently, went out to dinner. We have some students came to talk to us. We had no idea. So we decided we're never eating it again.
When you were saying eat it, I was like,
No. It's just, yeah. So we had to go back and see the production another time because we had no memory, and apparently I drove us there, which is very alarming. I don't know. So it continued to come every single night rather, and would sweep it up and sweep it up and sweep it up and sweep it up. And then by the time I moved here, which was 4.5 years ago, I had basically retired as I guess I want to say an active Divine Mother embodiment. That just means I do things for free now rather than have people pay for them. But anyway, I'm not traveling all over the place and, all that stuff. And so it didn't happen here, but we still have vials of vibhuti. So, yes, it is a great gift. And yes, I was honored, and just don't eat it.
Well, it was a beautiful evening. Thank you, everyone, for sharing it with me in this experience. Thank you, Saint Germain, for this experience of the Ascension Chair and this understanding of the Ascension processes, magnetizing the love into our hearts. Really, that's gets the ball rolling. And we're all ascending daily in some way or another, going from one state into another. And I think it never ends because the universe is so vast. Love is so deep. It just goes deeper and deeper. And it's a wonderful place to be in when we're meditating and drinking it in, and choosing to go through that light, step in that fire. Most of humanity is not doing that, so somebody has to do it for them. As an example, as an emanator of this truth, so they can see reflected back to them what life really is about. So we ask the angels and the masters and the great ones to take this light and move it and grow it, expand it, to take it into the unconscious minds of humanity and use it to awaken them in that darkness, in that fear, in that loneliness, in that pain and suffering, and then pass it into their soul memory, that joy, that peace. We also pray that Lisa Delaney be protected and healed quickly, that everybody online feel this light and this dispensation, this grace, that all of our family and friends, everyone that we prayed for this evening and more that we forgot, that our higher self knows their name, all those who we're under our umbrella of protection and love, be included in that. And I ask you, Saint Germain, to come more often. Come more often. Tap me on the shoulder. Let me know you're here. Good night, everybody. God bless you. We'll be broadcasting again tomorrow for the Divine Mother Worship Service, if my equipment is working. Good night.